Update: my girlfriend is sad all the time because she misses her ex. 25 male and 22 female. Original post: we have been dating for around 7 months now. You can check my post history for a more in-depth backstory, but basically she still has feelings for her ex, Tom. Now to my knowledge, she hasn't done anything or talked to him in at least 2 months. Last week someone mentioned him to her at work and she got really sad. When I asked her what was wrong, she basically told me that she felt unwanted and that nobody loved her, even though I told her how beautiful she is and how much I love her every day. She says it's more the fact that she doesn't like the idea that someone would forget about her so easily. I hug her and tell her everything's gonna be okay. Fast forward to last night, she starts getting sad again, and I tell her to be honest and just tell me what's going on. She says that she still misses and has feelings for her Tom, and how even though she loves me and wants to marry me, she gets sad because she feels unwanted. She told me she wrote up a text to him looking for closure, but apparently decided not to send it because he might not respond. I told her that she can always talk to me about these things and that I would help her through this. I asked if she needed space and she said no, that's the last thing she wants. She wants me to be with her while she works through this. I'm feeling really conflicted. I love this girl, but it's so painful to me that after all the time and love I've given her, she's still sad because of her ex. It just hurts knowing that nothing I do will be enough. I feel like I'm pouring my heart into her, but it's just leaking out, if that makes sense. I don't want to leave her, but I feel so empty and sad. Is it really worth working through things with her, even though it hurts me? How do I approach this situation without disrespecting her feelings? If Tom messaged her tomorrow morning, they'd be together by end of the day. We will see that post as well in the next few months, probably. I doubt it. Desperation is not attractive. If she gets over him and starts living her best life, that's what would bring him back, not this sadness and longing. I went through your post history like you told us to. If I had just read this post, I would have told you to break up with her. But my God, this relationship is a train wreck. Here are some of the things you have posted in order from oldest to most recent. 1. She bragged about how big his junk was, that it made you insecure enough that you couldn't get it up. 2. She spent New Year's with him and purposely kept you in the dark so that you wouldn't know she spent it with him. 3. She told her friends, Tom is so great, but he has a girlfriend right now, so I don't want to talk to him. She said this while she was with you, as if you don't exist. You are a placeholder. 4. You've even said in your previous posts multiple times she doesn't care about you. 5. You got back with her, and then you walked in on her cheating on you with Tom. 6. She then got a shampoo you were allergic to, and refused to throw it away despite it causing severe reactions for you. You even offered to pay for a new bottle, but she told you no. 7. She told you she was going to move in with Tom. And when you told her it bothered you, she responded, sorry I upset you, but I can't deal with you right now on top of my living situation. Have a nice life. 8. She hides texts from him and about him. 9. Now she's sad because she misses him and expects her current boyfriend to comfort her about it. 10. This was from me just skimming through your posts and barely reading them. I'm sure there's about 50 more things in there I missed. Holy crap. If you don't break up with her, send me her number and I'll do it for you. What in the hell, OP? This girl doesn't give a damn about you. Are you blind? Send her a text outlining all this crap and then dump her. She is going to ruin you if you stick around. I guess I never really looked at all this stuff laid out like this. If I sent her a text with all this though, she'd accuse me of keeping score in the relationship. I feel like it's not possible to break up with her. I've tried like 6 times since meeting her, and she always comes to my house crying and begging and won't leave until I open the door. Now for the updates. Hello everyone, just wanted to give an update since a lot of you were concerned in my last post, which I really appreciate. I know it's been a few days, but this just happened so I want to get it out. And I'm posting this on a throwaway because for some reason my original account isn't working. After the last post, she asked me if we could take a week apart to figure things out. I asked her if we were breaking up and she said no, just taking a break and giving each other some space so we can think clearly. Now, in the past, taking breaks has never worked in my previous relationships. But hey, I thought maybe this time she'd see the wrongs of her ways and come back to me more in love than ever. So a day goes by, and we're on our break not really talking. Then all of a sudden late at night, she asks me if she can come over that night. I ask her why, since we're on a break, and she says she misses me. This is at like 1 a.m., so I'm sleepy and confused. Okay, I say, I let her come over, and she spends the night. Next day, she asks to come over again. I say sure, and she does. At this point, I start getting suspicious for a couple reasons. 1. Her pubic regions were recently shaved, and she has very rarely ever done that with me, and we hadn't even done anything together in like a couple weeks. I asked her, and she just said, yeah, she shaved after work. 2. She was wearing a bracelet, which I had never seen before. I asked her about it, and she didn't even respond. So now I'm thinking something's up, but maybe it's just my insecurities. Oh well, I sleep it off. Next day, today, we go to work as we work in the same building. She sometimes leaves her phone in the car, and she did so this morning. Now this is where I will admit I am in the wrong, but when I was on my break I went out to our car and looked in her phone. I saw so many messages to her ex, Tom, saying how she wanted him. Those nights she came over to my house late, she was spending the evening with him earlier. She sent him pictures of herself that I took of her. The night before when I dropped her off at home, I saw she texted him 30 minutes later telling him to come over. I felt sick to my stomach and my heart was racing. I put the phone down, then messaged her on Facebook to never talk to me again and blocked her on everything, even her number. She then found me in my office and very loudly asked me what was going on. In front of my coworkers, I told her we could go outside and talk, and we did. I told her that I saw everything on her phone. She yelled at me, called me crazy, and said, I can't be with someone so insecure as you, and then stormed off. I avoided her for the rest of the day. Later at the end of the workday, she came by again, this time smiling and pouting and very softly asking me if we could talk. I said whatever, and we went outside again. First thing she did was threaten to get police involved because I looked through her phone without permission, which she said was a form of breaking and entering. I kinda laughed and said go right ahead if that's what you want. Then she started tearing up and saying, why would you do that? And I asked why she'd send pictures to Tom. She said it was for validation. I asked why she would even be with me if she felt that way about him. She said that she loved me and wanted to marry me and have kids with me. I asked if they had done anything. She said no, but part of me knows she's lying. Anyways, as I'm sitting there listening to all this, a part of me has wanted to just hug her and hold her and tell her we're gonna work through this together. But then I realized that the girl I loved was never real. I just loved the idea of her. That this girl sitting in front of me with her fake tears and apologies was just going to lie again. That if I got back with her, it would just enable her further. So at the end of the conversation when she asked, are we really done forever? We can't just work through this? I told her no, and that I was never going to see her or speak to her again. To which she just stood up, said, if you say so, have a nice life, and slowly walked away. I don't know what to feel right now. Why do I feel like I made a mistake? Why do I still want to unblock her and call her and tell her that I love her? I know she's not for me. Everyone at work tells me she's not for me. My family dislikes her. I don't know, is there something wrong with me? Why does a part of me feel like I could forgive her for all that? If I believed that they didn't have sex, I could look past it as just her making a mistake. I'm just so confused. I hope you had protection when she came over during your break. Also, you should start recording your interactions or have a witness. Do not be alone with this woman. Right? She threatened police for looking through a phone. What if she claims assault or something? Yeah, I'm the first person to say looking through the phone is a bad thing, but I'm quite certain police officers would laugh at her over this one, and I'd agree with them. Man, it's over. Bite the bullet and move on. She did. It's this but worse. She didn't only move on, but wanted the OP too. Then when OP learned the truth, she panicked about losing whatever dynamic she has crafted, where she got both the ex and OP. She attempted to socially embarrass him with the incident at work, and then emotionally manipulate him in order to both make him the bad guy and feel guilty that he was cheated on. This was 100% about her convincing herself that she was a criminal mastermind and could jebble both of them, then being shocked and appalled when she immediately messed it up. My guy, you dodged a freaking missile. Holy crap, LOL. She was with her ex in the evening, and then came to you that night? That's disgusting, bro. Do you realize how dirty she did you there? Get tested for STDs as well. There is absolutely no way she shaved and didn't hook up. Come on, man, you aren't that naive. She lied to your face. Stay strong and keep her blocked. This chick seems like an absolute headache. You're young, there will be plenty more. Yep, this is the part of the story that stood out to me. I wouldn't be surprised if she contacts him in a few weeks telling him she's pregnant. and would have been exactly the reason why she was going back to him, so she could claim he was the father. Update 2. So after I got home from work, literally 10 minutes later, my doorbell rings, and it's her. I ignore it, but then 20 minutes later she's ringing it still. So I open the door and she's crying, begging for me back, telling me she'll do anything I ask her to do to make this work. That she loves me and only me, and wants to marry me and have kids with me and move far away with me. I asked her, if all that was true, why she'd do any of those things she did. She just cried and said she didn't know. That she's stupid and was looking for validation. That she has abandonment issues from her childhood. Anyways, after we talked, I basically just stood my ground and told her there's no chance of making this work anymore and sent her home. She asked me to unblock her in case of emergency, and I only agreed for the next week or so while this settles down. I'm reading all your comments now. This is all just so crazy to me. How could this girl do this? I can't even fathom talking to someone else while in a relationship, let alone cheating. Update 3. Okay, so I blocked her again per y'all's recommendation. But before I did, she had already sent me a few texts. Was I wrong to assume we were getting back together? I mean, we were fine yesterday and last night. If you don't want to be with me anymore, fine. I'll accept that and leave you alone. I have a feeling she'll be showing up at my front door again later. I just hope I have the strength to not open it. Update 4. Well, she just left my house. I opened the door after she started knocking again, but I just walked outside and didn't let her in. I asked why she was here, and she asked me, why am I the only one being held accountable here? Why aren't you holding yourself accountable for breaking into my phone and invading my privacy? To which I just said I fully know and accept what I did was wrong, and I apologize. But that does not lessen what you did in any way. She then said, if you don't hear from me again, it's probably because I'm thinking of offing myself. Goodbye. And then she got in her car and drove away. What exactly should I do now? Is she just bluffing so I'll call her to make sure she's alright? If God forbid something did happen, would it be my fault? I, 36 male, caught my girlfriend, 34 female, hiding a small pack of condoms on her backpack. 14 years together. So I caught my girlfriend hiding a small pack of condoms on her backpack this Saturday, 17th of June. Of course, after that I confronted her and asked for an explanation. She initially denied it, but after pushing her, she admitted this. There is a coworker, married with kids, that she is attracted to. Things evolved, they started texting, and a week and a half ago, they made an attempt to hook up. She says nothing happened because she was on her period, and that also she felt bad about it at the last minute. This was on Friday the 9th according to her story. 1 week later, June 17th, was the day I found the rubbers by pure chance. Ticket was also there, and I know she bought them that very Saturday. I'm looking for advice here, or any kind of input. We have been together for 14 years now. I never considered even possible for her to do this. Is it even believable that they did not do anything? Even if they didn't and I believe her version, how can you explain buying them after the failed attempt? She is asking me to forgive this, claiming that absolutely nothing happened. So she cheated on you emotionally, tried to cheat on you physically, and then made plans to actually physically cheat on you? Absolutely nothing happened. Yeah, and by tomorrow it was just a tip. And she felt so bad about it that she went and bought rubbers to have another bash at it, now that she's over the guilt. Why the heck would you forgive this? Walk away. You're a freaking youngster at 36 and have plenty of time to find a partner who's not a lying cheater who's treating you like garbage. Even if it didn't happen, the actual act of planning it is messed up. You can kind of see how it's happened when alcohol is involved, which still isn't right, of course. But to go out and plan it, for me, means she had a lot of time to think about it, and she made her decision. Wow. No kids or house together. Just sail away from this. She tried twice already. With a married man too. So you know how she feels about long-term commitment. This is a great point that is getting lost in this. She's also ruining another relationship on top of cheating on OP. Awful person all around. Dude, call her on it. It's BS. And even if nothing happened, it was considered, and an attempt was made. Even if it was just sexting, it is a betrayal of you and your relationship. You deserve better than this. I know you've been together a long time, but she no longer respects you or the relationship. Move on. Even if nothing happened. Something definitely happened. She lied repeatedly and only provided some info when it was clear that she was caught. Textbook trickle truth. Opie should assume that they did it, are doing it, and will be doing it in the future, and plan accordingly. She said she felt bad about being on her period, so she definitely went down on him, right? I think she meant she felt bad about cheating. As in, it didn't go any further because she felt bad. Obviously it's BS, and she's just saying whatever she can, so Opie doesn't leave her. But that's what I took it to mean. Edit/update. Big thanks you all for the incredible support. It is honestly an enormous support for me at this time. Of course, every story has its background and specific details, which I chose not to share. But the comments have been a top-tier help for me to gain mind clarity. I have good reasons to believe her story, even considering our DB periods, and believe this was only this time. But still I cannot see any scenario other than a clean break. I also have good reasons to think she needs mental help, which I cannot burden myself with. Again, you have been a great help, I cannot state this enough.